to my class on the mudras of yoga, the hand positions of yoga, and how to bring them into your practice. And also teach you, it's a lovely way to introduce Ayurveda. So just coming into a sitting position, you can sit in a chair if you want to, or sitting cross-legged, and just closing your eyes. Put your hands together. This is the Namaste gesture, which is one of the mudras that's used very often in yoga. Drawing your belly a little, sit up nice and straight, and we'll take 3 breaths. So focusing on your breath. Nice slow breaths in and out through your nose. Breathing in and out. And in and out. And in and out. Keep breathing slowly. Coming into the present moment. So yoga, Ayurveda, yoga is part of Ayurveda, and the whole system revolves around the 5 energies, and we've got 5 fingers, so your hands are a great way they're used to represent these energies, to teach it and to bring it into a yoga class. So the first one, just pushing your thumbs together, is fire, the fire energy. Transformation in yoga, they call it changes, might be a more modern term. And then as you breathe in and out, push your index finger together. Air is represented by movement and usually represents your busy mind. And the middle fingers, breathing in and out. Space or nothingness. Silence. And the ring finger. Push it together, breathe in and out. Earth. Strength and stability. And finally your little finger. Water is flowing and changing. And now your hands. Feel your palms pressing together. Rest your thumbs close to your heart, your inner self, your inner essence, I like to think of this area of your body, and just take a breath here now and notice how much stronger your arms feel and how much more connected you feel. One more breath. So you might have noticed that I like to close my eyes when I'm practicing. Just helps me to focus inwards. So the whole class, and you can stay sitting in a chair, I'm coming up to standing. Standing in the mountain, which is a very simple yoga posture, but as always, the simple things are usually the strongest things. It just takes you a while to quieten your mind and become aware of that. So my feet are either together or slightly separate. I'm drawing upon my kneecaps a little bit. I'm drawing my belly in. Chest is forward. I'll turn to the side just for a moment so you can see my posture. So I'm standing up nice and straight. And even I'm resting my hands. This is sort of a mudra anyway. Using your hands just to awaken and be aware of my body. And your chin's down. And our first mudra is the Guru Mudra, and it's bringing in, if your thumbs point upwards, that's bringing in energy, and then there's other mudras where your fingers point down. So I'm just stretching, so it's stretching through your chest, stretching through your arms if you can. It's quite a strong one, so don't stay too long if it's too uncomfortable for you. And I'm just looking straight ahead and just focusing on my breath. So the Guru Mudra, you, I believe, should be your own Guru. You should follow your heart and you should listen to your body and you should love and look after it. Feeding it well, doing the right things, making yourself happy. One more breath. And then bring them in. I'm just going to do a few shoulder circles with that because it's quite strong posture. This is a very gentle posture, so if any of them become too strong, always just placing your hands back in the Namaste gesture or Namaskar. So our next mudra that we're going to use, and each one's got a yoga position, is Shapana. It begins with a K. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing them very well. Shapana mudra is using the air, and air is more connected to your mind, thoughts always changing, busy, coming in. So we're going to just, you can keep your hands like this, my index fingers together and squeeze them. Focus on your breath. If you want to go a little bit stronger, well, it's quite a bit stronger actually, you can bring your hands up. So just be gentle with yourself always. So I'm stretching up through my fingertips and I'm drawing in my belly. I'm looking straight ahead, and as I breathe in, I'm reaching. It's bringing in positive changes in your life. And usually while you're practicing and you're able to quieten those busy thoughts, inspiration comes into your mind. One more breath. Bringing your hands down, and it's also letting go, so things flow in and things flow out, and you become able to have control, you become able to watch your thoughts, most of the time have control and say, change them. So you become able with your breath to let go of your thoughts. I'm bending my knees, so some of you might just be here. This time I'm just pointing my hands down. Some of you might be able to just straighten your legs even, drawing your belly, and just touch your fingertips to the ground. Tuck down your head. See if you can straighten your back. And as you're breathing in and out, I'll turn to the side a bit so you can see what I'm doing. Think what you'd like to let go of. It could be something that happened today, it could be something big that you'd love to let go of. And just imagine it flowing into the earth through the tips of your fingers. One more breath. And then slowly coming back up. Back to the centre. So in the chair you could just be breathing and just holding your hands here. And doing that with all of these postures. The next one, using this mudra still, is twisting. Not actually twisting, but moving to the side. So I'm trying to straighten my elbows. I'm pushing with my feet and just looking straight ahead. As I'm breathing out, I'm drawing up on my pelvic floor, I'm drawing my belly in. Back to the centre. So again, you can keep your hands towards your chest and just twist in this gentle fashion, or you can bring them up. And then back to the centre. Again, it's quite a strong posture, strengthening your upper body. The mudras work mainly on strengthening your upper body, but the yoga asana that you can bring into them strengthens your lower body as well. So the next one is probably an intermediate posture. So again, this one you might want to just stand in your mountain, or you might want to sit down. So I'm bringing this time the two middle fingers together. This is Matangi, guardian of wisdom. And wisdom is finding space, so this is connected to space and air and nothingness. Finding that space in your life. Our lives are just getting so busy. I'll move into the posture, which is kneeling, and it's a half moon. I can't bring that arm up, but so I'm breathing in and out. Just bend your knees, keep your head down, and then in. I'm taking one leg back and just resting it down, making sure that my knee's not going beyond my ankle joint. If anything, it should be further back, and I'm just trying to line it up. If you need a blanket, it's quite strong, I can feel it here because these are tiles on my knee, then you just need to put a blanket just across, or you can stay in the mountain. And then I'm just using that mudra for the middle fingers and stretching through. Pushing with my foot and pushing my shin into the floor, and breathing into your belly, into your chest. And from there, just putting my hands down and swapping sides. Stepping back. Get yourself comfortable. Push with your foot, push with your shin, drop on your pelvic floor. Stretch through your fingertips. Smile. And then I'm just hopping back and breathing out and breathing in and out. Push your hands together. So if you followed me and you found that was quite difficult, well, just stay in the mountain and just grow stronger there. The goddess, this is Kali Mudra. So this time it's my ring fingers, which is connected to earth, that are pointing upwards. Strength and stability, security, belonging. Feet are about 45 and just as far as is comfortable for you. Everybody can probably practice this to some extent, just staying here. And then I'm bending my knees and I'm just trying to turn them outwards, drawing in my belly and dropping down. And I'm squeezing my hands and smiling. Usually these postures are held for 5 breaths, but always coming out of them. And if you feel your energy draining or uncomfortable, you're slowly getting stronger. Focus on your hands more than anything. And coming back up again. Heel, toeing. And bringing your little fingers together, so that's the water element. And I'm connecting a thumb, so they're facing upwards. And if you make a circle with things, then it flows. Like a circuit of electricity in a way, prana or energy in yoga. You start to feel it moving through your body. So thumb and index finger, and also the middle finger as well touches. And then the ring finger's pointing out, and I've just twisted my little fingers. And this one's called the key to good health, because it's bringing in and stretching through all the energy in your body. Feels nice in your wrists. So if you've been standing for a little while, you can just take a seat, or you can just join me again for 5 breaths. Nice and slow and steady, breathing into your belly, into your chest, and breathing out, letting go. So now we've done the standing, strengthening postures and the mudras that you can use with them. A lot of them you can use in Warrior 1, where you bring your hands up. You can choose how you're feeling and which one you'd like to use rather than just palms together. We're going to move into sitting. So I'm going to sit in the lotus, where you can sit cross-legged, or you can sit on a chair. So I'm sitting up nice and straight and your feet parallel in the chair. So if you're sitting cross-legged, doesn't matter which side, but it's good to keep and be aware of, keep changing. And we often have one side that we favour and we just do it automatically. And that opens up one hip. If you keep doing that, then that hip's going to become very flexible and the other one's going to stay stiff. So in yoga, you just balance it out. I'm just bringing myself into the lotus, just bring one leg. This posture, I'll go into detail a little bit more. You have to be really careful with it because you don't want to turn your ankle out. But I'm just going to move on now. So all of you sitting cross-legged, unless you've practiced lotus before and gone into it in a lot more detail. And I'm going to bring in another lovely mudra. So I'm going to join my thumbs together, which is fire, so that's change. And then if you just look, palms facing you, at your hands, and just stretch them back a little, you'll notice this is the Garuda or the eagle. It's a beautiful pranayama that you can bring in. And the eagle represents freedom. And as I'm breathing in, I'm just bringing my hands up, which just look like wings. And as I'm breathing out, I'm just folding them down. So you can either close your eyes, but it's really nice, I find, just to watch. It really does look like the flight of an eagle. So breathing in and out. Drop on your belly, sit up nice and straight. Notice that the eagle is flying towards you. And think of that as moving towards finding freedom in your life. It's a sort of a spiritual, mythical creature. I'm lucky enough to see them all the time. I live near the water. Sea eagles. And by spirituality, it just means what makes you happy. For me, what makes my heart feel glad. One more breath. And just releasing. Our next posture is kneeling. When you kneel, you work on your digestion, and your digestion in yoga and Ayurveda is fire in your belly. It's where all warmth generates from as well. And if you haven't done a lot of kneeling, I don't want to go into this in too much detail, but sometimes you can sort of fold a blanket and just, I'll do that now. I want to focus more on the mudras. If anything's uncomfortable, you can just sit in your chair and you can just practice these lovely mudras. You might learn more from them because you're not focusing on what your body's doing anyway. So this is Agni Mudra. Agni means fire in yoga, one of those 5 energies. And I'm just resting my right hand with my thumb facing up on my left. So it's fire is, we know people in our lives, we've all got these energies through us and in the world. And if you've got fire in your belly, you tend to be really determined to do things and to make them happen. So it's confidence and self-esteem. Often you need that to do that in your life. And breathing in. And 5 breaths. Nice and slow, into your belly, into your chest. So your thumb was facing upwards, you're bringing it in, and so if you're feeling lethargic, if you're feeling tired, if your digestive system isn't working properly, if you're feeling cold, then you need to bring in more fire. It's all very common sense. And it's a really nice thing to explain at the minute because I've got the sun coming in. It's just touching behind me and it's warm. It's winter in Australia. And I've even got the fire going on. I don't know whether you can hear it crackling, to bring more warmth. So sometimes you need more warmth and sometimes you need to be more cooling, and each of these energies represents something else. So we're moving on again, and the next one's one that's used in yoga quite a lot, and so it's your thumb and your index finger. And now I'm going to just sit cross-legged. I don't need the blanket, but sitting on a blanket just helps to lift you up and sit nice and comfortably. It's really worth doing. So my thumb and my index finger, the Gyan or the Chin Mudra. And so you're bringing in fire and air. And air is connected to your mind, and fire is bringing in inspiration and inner wisdom. It's connected to a point in your body known as your third eye. But again, that's some more of Ayurveda. There's so much to learn. And it's all interconnected, even the balls. So breathing in and out. Relax your face and smile. So if thoughts do come in, watch them. And if they're positive, if they're ideas of things that you'd like to do, then you'll be taking them into your mind, and later on you'll start to make them happen once you've quietened your mind with your breathing. Got rid of that chatter. So I shall be quiet. And opening your eyes if you had them closed. So the chimes, I can hear the wind. So the wind changes. It changes weather patterns. But it also, you might notice yourself that sometimes, the wind makes you more active and your mind really busy. We're moving to the next of our mudras, and this time we're bringing together the thumb. So that's all fire, bringing things in, and the middle finger. So this is Akasha or Acacia mudra. Touching the void. It sounds so cool. But sometimes you can reach this space of nothingness where there's no thoughts. Or you can start to clear space, because sometimes we keep ourselves so busy. Technology in particular just keeps your mind busy, that there's no space for creating and for quiet and silence. And so it's recommended that you actually hold this posture for 5 minutes in silence. So I'm going to do that now. I usually count my breaths to know what the time is. So it's usually about 21 breaths. Make sure you're comfortable. noticing how difficult that was. 15 years ago, I couldn't have done it, I'm sure. But more and more I can just drift into peace. But also I notice thoughts too. And so if you notice that your mind is wandering, noticing what you're thinking is so important, because once you do, then you can actually think, oh, I'm being really negative with myself, or, you know, I feel angry, or all of these things are part of being human. And then it's just that thing of being able to just let go of them, often by just watching them drift away or thinking about your breathing. And if you can't let go of them, just keep watching them. And you'll find that that just allows you to sort of distance yourself from them a little bit. It's so important and so powerful. And so just, could you spend 5 minutes in silence? And you might notice sounds around you and you become irritable with them. But then you think, oh, I'm becoming irritable. Silence is actually within, that's the void. The next one is Prithivi, which is the earth gesture, which the earth is stable and strong and offers security, the world. We're going to move into a different posture. This time I'll just do a little bit of movement, I think, because we've been sitting there for a while. I haven't got much space here, so I'll just turn around again so you can see what I'm doing. So feet together, and you can always move into something else. Be your own guru. Just make sure that the practice is comfortable for you. Don't force yourself to stay anywhere. So breathing in and out. So my feet are on the edge of my mat. And I'm just slowly moving them. So we're going to either, you can put your legs out straight, or you can come into the bound angle. So you might be sitting on the edge of your blanket. You might be still sitting in the chair, sitting up nice and straight and using just the mudras, and it's so powerful. So my feet are together, my thumb and my ring finger. And then I'm just using those other fingers and I'm pushing them down into the earth. So just to give me some support and to help my chest to stay open. So by open, I just mean you're sort of lifting your chest. And so if you find that you can't, then you definitely need a blanket, because that just helps to put you up a bit more. And you can fold it over a little bit, or get a pranayama cushion. If you can be comfortable in a posture, you can relax. And when you relax, your body lets go and you become more flexible. And that posture becomes easier, and eventually, like me, you can let go. You don't need the support so much, the blanket. So that's inner strength, which is connected to the earth. One more breath in and out through your nose. And just releasing, bringing your knees together. Varuna, there's so many of them in my mind, is the thumb and your little finger. So the names, I remember them, but I remember what they mean so much more, because it's how you feel, and that's why they're so important. So we're working with water, and water's cooling, so is the earth. So if you're ever feeling hot and bothered, then you can use your cooling mudras. If you're feeling cold, you use your heating mudras. So, and because it's flowing, it's often nice to do a twist with this. So we're going to do a sitting twist. Be good, whichever leg you cross, maybe to do the other side, just to keep yourself nice and balanced and flowing. And I'm just going to bring one hand in and the other behind me and twist into the side. If that's too strong and you find that you're hunching down, then You can just sit and just twist a little, turn your head. Smile, relax your face. It took me 10 years to relax in the postures. It relaxes your mind in a way. Let's go of tension. And let's open sides. Nice and straight. As you breathe in, you grow upwards, and as you breathe out, twisting. The gentle version. Or And finally, our last posture is Shavasana. And a really nice mudra for Shavasana is known as Vayu. And so if you bring things down, and we're going to use the air, which is your index finger, and wrap your thumb around it. So you're bringing down the air element. It's like slowing down your thoughts or slowing down the wind. It's very calming to your body, and also it's connected to letting go of pain, which is really important. So if anyone tries it and finds it works, it would be lovely to get some feedback on them as well, but it can help you sleep. So lie down on your back with, I'll demonstrate it, but then I'm going to come up to sit in because I want to play my singing bowl. So you might have the blanket for your head or your knees. You've got flowers in the way. Your body's nice and straight. Your palms facing upwards. And did you notice how I just pushed up my chest? I just did it automatically, but that just opens your shoulder blades and just opens and allows you to relax your shoulders. So we've been doing a lot of strengthening in your shoulders, as well as working with mind yoga. It's also worked through your whole body. And then my thumb is wrapping round, my feet are flopping out to the side. And for me now, I'm feeling a bit cold. So if you are feeling cold, just go and grab a blanket. So everything is connected to these 5 energies. And they make up in yoga what's known as the 3 dosha. So we have them in our lives as emotions. So the fire energy would be anger. The air is anxiety. Space is peace, nothingness. The earth would be depression and dullness and lack of motivation. Sadness, feeling down. Water is connected to grief, tears. It's good to cry and release them. And just allowing yourself sometimes to be used and manipulated and not standing on firm ground. The seasons. Fire is the summer season. Air or change. Winter is usually earth. You get more slow and you're not so motivated. What sort of person are you, do you think? What are the energies in you? Do you have a lot of fire? Or somebody that's always worried? Are you an earthy sort of steady person? And how can you keep these energy balanced? So in yoga, in Ayurveda, instead of trying to damp down another energy if things go out of balance, the idea is to raise them and bring them up, so that all the time that you're growing stronger in your body, in your mind. I've got my 5 balls here. Nice slow breaths through your nose. So the first one you're going to hear is a very low note, although it does play. There's a lot of harmony and notes going on. It's the note C, low C. It's connected to the earth and inner strength. Nice slow breaths. The part of your body that's connected to the earth is your legs. So just becoming aware of your legs. And the energy in your spine is the base of your spine. Relaxing your legs and relaxing your bottom. Feel them softening. And now become aware of the breath in your belly. As you breathe in, your belly rises. And as you breathe out, your belly falls. The next ball is connected. It's actually the note D. And it's connected to the water element, this part of your body. So the balls also, like the yoga, the physical practices that we've been doing, the mamas, the chimes, they open up energy. That's all it is in yoga. I'm going to play that one again. Nice slow breaths, feeling the breath in your belly. Belly softening with every breath out. And just moving up to your body, to the point just above your belly button. This is where you generate your heat. This is your solar plexus. This is your determination and your willpower. And you can use those mudras. You can play balls, anything to just remind yourself, and even saying to yourself, that you're strong and that you're determined. And that you're willing and able to create the best life, to live your best life. Moving into the next is your heart. To follow your heart. There's so much in technology out there that's guiding us in the wrong direction. Slowing down your breath and doing yoga or other things, or listening to music, or allowing the time and the space for inspiration. So our next note we did the C, the D, E, and when I ring this ball it plays F, which is connected to your heart. And your heart is the air element. You had the fire in your belly and now we're moving into air. Feel your chest rising and falling. Feel yourself relaxing and letting go. Becoming aware of your throat. This is said to, in yoga, to be connected to space or nothingness. As you breathe in, the air flows cool air down your throat. And as you're breathing out, it flows back up again. Finding space in your life. And moving up now to the breath in your nostrils. As you're breathing in, feel the breath flowing up your two nostrils to the point between your eyebrows, connected to inner wisdom. And as you're breathing out, feel it flowing back down again. The screen of your mind where you're aware of all your thoughts. And the inner wisdom is to be able to look at what you're thinking and then to change it sometimes, to have that, all these different things that yoga can give you, sort of using balls or singing bowls or the asana, the classes or the mudras, any time to change your mind, to let go of negativity. And then often inspiration comes in. The notes are getting higher. Breath flows up the two nostrils. Breath nostrils, down the two nostrils. These areas of your body now, we've let go of the earth, the water, fire, air, space, and we move into light. And so when they're all flowing properly, we experience a lightness in our body. All the colours of the rainbow are represented within us. That's another subject because they're all connected to colours as well. So you'll learn all about it. It's so interesting. Letting go of the breath in your nostrils and just become aware of your body. Relaxing and sinking and letting go. And just feel your breath flowing. Just going to play all of the balls. Starting to move your fingers and toes. Stretching and yawning. So you can't control even your own environment. You can live close to the bush in a quiet place with birds, but you never know when an aeroplane is going to go past. So you just laugh and you carry on. Stretch your arms above your head. You might want to turn your knees from side to side. And maybe just turn onto your side for a few moments. And slowly, slowly making your way up to sitting, cross-legged, on your blanket. Back into the Namaste gesture. It's the most beautiful, I personally think, but I've got a lot of favourites now of these Mudras or hand positions of yoga. Hold it nice and close to your heart. Feel your breath. So at the end of this class, I'm going to put up a bit more detail about these mudras, and also there'll be a questionnaire or an assessment form in yoga to find out your own energies and to see eventually what sort of yoga and lifestyle things you should be doing to keep them in balance. A quick example is myself. So I've been going through menopause, so I've got hot flushes and I've got a bit of a skin condition as well now that I've never had, sort of redness, eczema, just on one of my hands. So I've got a lot of heat in my body, and I'm getting so much inspiration, and my mind's always coming up with new ideas. So it's a positive thing from it. The hot flush is, hard sometimes to deal with. You have to do your breathing and your yoga, but I've got used to them. And that's how we live our life. So I need to bring up in myself the other energies, so air and space. I need to do more meditation and quieten my mind, and earth and water. And so that's, gardening, and it's also interesting. So my yoga, if I did 100 salutes to the sun on a hot day, I couldn't imagine what I'd feel like afterwards. Yes, it's so good to learn and to just know how to look after yourself in this way. The wisdom of yoga. Namaste. Have a lovely day.